What is up? What is up, YouTube? This is Eddie Picasso, and I am your host for EddieP 42. Man, I got to rush. I got a training today. It's supposed to be a busy week. I've got pretty much the entire week already scheduled up, and so it's of course my wife is calling me. Hey, what's up? What's up? So of course my wife was calling me, and I had to answer. Lost my train of thought there for a minute. So woke up pretty chilly today, March 4th, Monday, March the 4th, already 3 months into the third month into the year 2019. And where do I start? I don't know. My wife always gets me all riled up. Anyways, let me calm down a little bit. So yeah, I got some training to do this week, today and tomorrow. Pretty much a whole day thing, and then have to catch up on everything else. So I've got some pretty good projects laid out for this week. I'm hoping it all turns out as planned. And so I don't know, I feel so confident and so ready to do this live feed right now, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, I don't know if it was the rushing or my wife calling me and kind of breaking that pattern. But anyway, so how do I start it? Today on my priming exercises, should I start with that, or I don't know? So we tend to binge Netflix on the weekends, and this weekend was no different. Sunday we pretty much had all day just binge Netflixing, and it used to be I used to get to the point where I didn't really I felt like I could be doing so many more productive things than just watching TV, but ultimately I guess I made my peace with it, just because it's my family time, and it's something that my wife really enjoys, at least spending time together and all that good stuff. So you got to put in that time and effort for the family. And so I finally gave in, and I made the best of it. And so my way of making the best of it is actually listening to the hidden messages that are in every movie, right? Because every movie, every story has a message. And so I made it a point of actually looking for those messages and kind of predicting what's going to happen, just because of all the training I've had about storytelling. And but I had reached a point where I wasn't really, I was identifying the messages, but I wasn't really doing anything with them. And then last week's coaching call that I had kind of made me open my eyes, like, okay, I need to take action with these actual coming out, and turn around and put my own go on these live feeds. Now, then so the whole elaborate plan about talking about this week's message, or this weekend's message, or the movie that most impacted me this weekend. And as I was doing my priming exercises, Tony starts off the priming exercises with feeling your heart, touching your heart, and actually feel that blood pumping through your heart, and be thankful for it, because it's something that was it was given to you. You didn't have to work for it. It was given to you at birth. So well, that's where it kind of gets deep, and it felt like it went deep for me, just because I started realizing everything that just how long your existence on this life has been in the works, how long it's been planned for, right? Because it was given to you even before birth. You already, your creator, infinite intelligence, had already programmed for you to be in existence at this time, this moment in time. And then the priming exercise goes into being thankful, choosing 3 things that you can be thankful for, really putting yourself there. And I've gotten into the habit of actually being thankful for, the first thing to be thankful for is for being in the now, appreciating the now, the today, the everyday life, just because, again, it's something, your existence is something that you didn't have to earn. It was really just given to you, and it's planned from the beginning of time that you were to be in existence at this very moment. So my friend, if you are in existence right now, if you have a life right now, if you're breathing, if you've got a pulse, then there is still a plan for you. There's a reason for you to be here. And that's kind of where I tied it into this weekend's movie. So they say, this came from another movie. They say that God is at the forefront of every wind, and therefore He is everywhere, right? And that's how it kind of ties into, is because even before that, it was, your existence was planned, and you need to be grateful for today. You've got to pose, just because it's kind of like that quote, or that is it a quote by Shakespeare? It's better to, I think it's Shakespeare, right? I don't know who it is, but it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all, right? And it's kind of the same way. It's better to have existed and known the pleasures as well as the pains of everyday life, and be grateful for it, than to never have known any of this. It's a beautiful world out there, my friends. Sometimes it's difficult to appreciate it, just because, again, everything has been planned for you for years, for the ages, and include, this goes back to your parents as well. They before you were even born, before we were even born, they already had a, we're going to go get a certain education, we're going to a certain way. And this conversation kind of came up with my wife, and I asked her, like, that's kind of interesting how everything has been planned, right? And I asked her, so when did you have an idea of how you wanted to raise our kids? And she kind of threw the comment out there of, well, I didn't. And because that's how I was raised. Like, there was already a plan for me, like that holdback. And like, yeah, I understand that completely, but so you did have a plan. You planned that you were actually not going to raise your kids the same way. So in essence, our kids already had a plan, and it's easy to see with this level of control of people deciding what life should be like, how you should act, what you should be. Really puts a strain in it. It puts a strain on us, and it makes me really think, like, man, crazy. In one way or another, every single one of us is crazy. It's kind of like a roller coaster. In a roller coaster, to enjoy it, you gotta let go, right? You gotta scream, you gotta yell, you gotta enjoy it. And when you try to really actually control it and hold it in, and try to hold that panic and that fear in, is like, it gets even worse. Heart is gonna pop, right? And that's kind of like the way life is. Life is a roller coaster, and you've got to just let go and enjoy yourself. Be happy. That's the best cure for that, is just to be happy and be yourself. So you can plan as much as you like. Your parents can plan for you. You built your whole life has been planned, and you can plan as much as you want. But ultimately, it's your creators, the infinite intelligence, who already has that ultimate plan for you. And so the best thing to do is to just enjoy it, love the journey, love the process. And that's my rant for today, my friends. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys.